Hi, I'm Lulu and welcome to Lulu's Way. I'm really glad you're here. So I'm still on this beautiful lake and I've just been really enjoying some alone time. But I'll be leaving here today and continuing my journey. So that's really exciting. Yeah, so it's beautiful. So I thought I'd do another Q&A. I have questions that have been piling up and I'm going to do a Q&A here today. So let's get to the first question. Lulu, do you remember about when or what video where you talked about the window screens that you tuck in using the magnets and you can leave them in the window? All right, that's in one of my tweak videos. Like, these are the tweaks I made before this road trip. Here's some more tweaks I made, and I don't remember which one it's in. I've gotten better at labeling and describing my videos lately, but it would take too long for me to find it. But I know that I briefly talked about those in that video. I need to do a video on these screens because this screen idea is amazing, okay? It works wonderfully. It's inexpensive. Laura used the idea herself, and I think a couple of other people have told me that they've done it too. So I'm going to do a video like very, very soon on my screens, how to make them and how to just put them into place in the windows. I tell you, it works like a charm. That's an upcoming video. Next. What are those great looking bags you put over your food while it's cooling? Those are my cooling bags. And that's another thing that I never did a video on. I just casually mentioned them, and people are asking me where I got them. I made them. I came up with the idea and I made them. I don't think there's such thing as cooling bags. Maybe there is, but I just said I want something to go over my food so that it keeps the flies off while things are cooling, because I want to leave it out to cool before I put it in the cooler and it starts to melt my ice. I want it all cooled off. I want to keep the flies off. So that's another one I'll do a separate video on, and I'll actually make them. I'll make them and show you. I would have to wait until I got home to make them on a sewing machine. A lot of people may not sew and don't have a sewing machine. I'm going to make them by hand, and I'm going to do a video of making them by hand. So that's coming soon. Next. Can you eat dark chocolate on your food plan? Do you ever crave something sweet and there are healthy alternatives? Try making sweet potato pancakes. Okay, I don't eat dark chocolate because dark chocolate has sugar in it. I don't eat any sugar, and I don't eat any flour, anything made with flour. So I won't be trying your sweet potato pancakes because I'm certain that there's flour in that, and I don't need pancakes. Like, if I'm going to have sweet potato, I'll just eat sweet potato. I don't need to make them into pancakes. I'm way beyond that. I'm way beyond trying to make something out of something healthy. I've played those games before. Don't need to play them anymore. And the magical thing that happens when you eat no sugar is that you do not get cravings. Sugar cravings are real. Sugar cravings are physical. And they're very uncomfortable. And you need to get through that. You need to get through the withdrawal. Just like anybody that's giving up something that they're addicted to. A drug addict, they have to go to rehab and just to be locked up so that they can get off of it because the cravings are unmanageable. Craving cigarettes was a horrible withdrawal. Alcohol is a horrible withdrawal. Sugar is a brutal one too. So if you're staying away from sugar and you find yourself craving it, you need to fight those cravings if you want to get past it. I'm going to say 3 days before the physical cravings start to dissipate. Give it a couple of weeks, and I'm telling you, like, it's impossible for my body to actually crave sugar. My mind might crave it, and my mind might say, like, oh, wouldn't that Oreo cookie be delicious? But it's not an option. I'm not physically craving it, and I want what I have more than I want the Oreo. And you just got to wait till you get to that space and forget about the pancakes, forget about making treats out of healthy things. make the healthy things in their natural form your treat, because it's a treat. Every meal I eat is a treat. Just so delicious. My body just wants the food that I give it all the time, and I'm grateful to be in this position. I worked hard to get here, and I don't want to do that hard work again, so I'm just going to stay, you know? So that's that. So next. When you cook the asparagus in the Instant Pot, does it come out crispy? Nothing comes out crispy in the Instant Pot. Instant Pot is pressure cooked, and that's pressure cooked with steam. So when you're going to pressure cook, you put water at the bottom, you put your things in, it steams your veggies. So nothing comes out crispy. The only way you're going to maybe crisp anything up is if you put it on saute and you don't put the cover on. If you have it set on saute, the cover won't even go on. And saute, it just works like a saute pan. The bottom gets hot, there's no pressure building, so you could get something crispy. I use my pan and my butane stove as when I want to pan saute, but the Instant Pot does have that feature. But nope, nothing comes out crispy. It all comes out steamed, but delish. Okay. Do you take video footage of your journey as you drive? I would love to see some of the nice areas you encounter. I typically don't. Once in a great while, I'll set the camera up and takes once in a great while. Why don't I do that? I don't do that for a few reasons. First of all, for me, it's just dangerous, because when I'm driving, I don't want to be fumbling around for a camera, trying to set something up and aiming it where I need it to aim, and hitting record and doing all this while I'm driving. Otherwise, I would have to pull over and do that, get it all set up, and then go on the road. Now, that's what I would do if I was a travel vlogger, but I'm not a travel vlogger. I just travel. I travel, and the sights I see, occasionally I include those in my videos, but it's not the main focus of my YouTube channel, and it's not the main focus of my travels, and it's not the main focus of my life. So what I say is, like, if I ever talk about an area that I'm in, just go on YouTube and search for it, because there's plenty of people, that's what they do. They travel vlog. So I'm talking about Brookfield City Lake right now, and I'm showing you this, okay? I'm not showing you very much because I don't feel like it. It's not what I'm doing today. But if you want to see this park, go on YouTube and search Brookfield City Lake, and I'm sure there's videos of it by somebody, because people do travel vlogs because that's what they love to do. I don't love to do that. People write to me and tell me, all you do is talk. Well, yeah, well, thanks for stating the obvious. I'm a talker. It's my channel, But there's so many other channels, so everybody gets what they want. Just go to those channels and get what you want. There's lots of people doing van life that have drones, and they have dash cams, and they have cameras that are magnet on the side of their vans. They'll get the best footage. That's probably the kind of channel you want to see. That's my guess. Next. How many days do you prep beets or sweet potatoes for? I have trouble with the beets molding in the fridge. Everything I cook, I have a rule. 4 days. After 4 days, some things might still be good, but the texture might be off a little bit. 4 days max. 3 is ideal. After the 3rd day, the 4th day might be pushing it a little bit for some things, but my rule is 4 days. So I'm not going to cook 8 sweet potatoes at a time. I'm not going to be able to eat 8 sweet potatoes in 4 days, because I only eat 4 ounces at a time. So with practice and with time, you just know exactly how many to make, because I don't want to throw anything away, So, like, for instance, I just put my lunch together, and I put my 4 ounces of sweet potatoes in, and then I have like one little one left and a little piece of another one, and I thought, let me see what these weigh to see if I have enough for dinner. So I put them on the scale, and they do weigh a little more than 4 ounces. So I was like, I don't need to cook sweet potatoes today because the first day of my 4-day food storage begins. I'd rather wait till tomorrow morning, make them, and then knead them for lunch. And then I have 4 days. And I'll make just enough that I know exactly how much I'll need for the next 4 days. And the same when I make the quinoa, because I have quinoa for breakfast every day. So I'm going to make enough for 4 mornings. And the same goes for veggies. The same goes for chicken. It just seems to be the magic number for me. Next. What is the dressing on your salad? The dressing on my salad is olive oil and balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper. That's really it. Once in a while, I will make dressing, an actual dressing. I'm only going to do that when I'm home because it's too messy on the road. But it includes olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and other things like minced up garlic, some spicy mustard, some squeezed lemon, condiments to use that are approved on this food plan that I follow. And the dressings come out really nice. But you know, I haven't made them in a long time because I just don't need it. The olive oil and the balsamic vinegar just seem to be enough for me. Salt and pepper, yeah, it seems to be enough. But I have made a video of that salad dressing that I make, and I will put a link in the description to that video, and you can check out how to make this food plan approved salad dressing. So check that out. Next. Lulu, will you be putting something on the back of your van from keeping water from getting into the back of your van when you shower? That shower system that I made a video on it. I'll put a link in the description to that video of the homemade back of the van shower I made with a privacy curtain and everything that I believe I need. A lot of people wrote to me and said, oh, you're going to need this, you're going to run into this problem, you're going to get this, and it's not going to be able to go on the roof, and it's the hose is going to be too short, and you're going to get water in your van. And these people are probably right. Okay, if they have a shower in the back of their van and they've done it and I've never done it before, then they likely know better than me. But I just decided I'm going to figure out it as I go along. I haven't needed to use it yet. Once I get out to Utah in the middle of nowhere, I will be using it. I'm certain I'll be using it. When I'm at my Meetup in Quartzsite, I'm certain I'll be using it because I'll be there for a week. There's not a Planet Fitness around. I think there might be paid showers around. I don't know, but I'll use it then. So, and when I have a problem, I will fix it. And that's just how I roll. So, just to be determined. It was very clear in that video, like, you know, I haven't used it yet and we'll see how it goes, you know. So I will let you know as soon as I use it. Okay? So what's next? Since your bed is in the front seat, do you cover your side and windshield windows? I don't. Where my head is, there's no window. I do have the window covers that are made for this van, that they lock in every window, the windshield and the side windows, but I don't use them. I don't know. Not once in all my travels has anybody ever came up to my van and looked in the windows. Ever. And I don't know anybody that is in van life that has said, somebody came up to my window and looked in. It's just, in your vehicle that you drive in and do errands in, has anybody ever come up to your car and looked in? Like, people just really don't do that, you know? So I live my life on probability rather than possibility. It's possible that somebody could look in, so look, hi, how you doing? I mean, my doors are locked and I'm in there and I'm just not worried about it. That's just how I roll. There are people that are very concerned with it, and they can't be pulled over for a minute without covering up their windows. Just keep doing it. you know? And I'm not recommending that anybody do what I do. I'm just saying that I've said it 100 times on my channel. I don't cover my windows. I don't care. The only thing I care about with that little drape that I put up from time to time is only if there's a light coming in and I just want to block a little bit of light. But I don't need to block for privacy because nobody can see me and nobody's going to look. That's just my outlook on it. Next. I see that you showed your license plate in a video. Are you able to edit that out once you post your YouTube videos? Yes, you can edit them out, but I don't. I don't care. I'm sitting here right now and my license plates are showing. Anybody that drives by can see my license plate. We can see your license plate. And I don't know of one person in van life that has ever said, be careful with your license plate because this is what happened to me. Nobody. There's not one YouTube video on that I've seen. It just doesn't matter to me. Probability versus possibility. Is it possible that somebody's going to get my license plate and then look me up and then what? I don't understand the threat. And so I'm not going to trouble myself with the low probability of any trouble with my license plate. I remember when I met Bob Wells to do my van tour. And before we started, he said, do you want me to be sure I don't get your license plate in the video? And I looked at him and I just went, and he said, yeah, it's really no big deal. And I said, I know. He says, I don't know, but some people want it out. But he says, I don't see any reason. I said, me neither, you know. So if you see a reason, then just keep blocking yours out. But mine, I just don't care. I don't worry about a lot of stuff, you know. It's got me this far in life, so I'll just keep living on the edge. Next. This is a question about my meetups. I'm wondering if this is a white women only group. Not one woman here in this video is a person of color. Not a Latina, not an Asian, not an African American. What the hell? Is this exclusively for whites only? Why in 2025? So sad. Oh my gosh. Seriously? I was going to say I'm speechless, but I guess I do have something to say. First of all, I had to look and see which meetups she was referring to, because when I'm at my meetups, I don't look around and think, how many black women are here? How many Asian women are here? How many Latino women? This is wonderful that there's black women here. I mean, it's such a non-issue that I don't even notice. I don't even notice. Oh, all right. Some people are very, very sensitive. I understand. But if you looked closer at that video, you would have seen a few people of color there. But I had to go back and look because I didn't remember, because it just doesn't matter. Gosh. Next. Lulu, who's behind the camera filming your videos? Well, when I'm home, it's my son. When I'm on the road, it's Laura. They both film for me. They're not professional photographers. It's not professional filming. I'm not a professional photographer. My filming isn't professional either. And we're all just doing the best we can. I get some criticism on the filming. I don't pay any attention to that criticism because I'm grateful for the people that help me and that they're doing the best that they can. And that's all I want, is just the best they got, you know? And I just want the convenience of having somebody follow me around with a camera rather than me trying to fumble around with a tripod, taking it around everywhere I'm moving. So this is what really works for me. Next. How do you keep your car battery from draining when the back doors stay open? Well, a lot of us like to leave all the doors open. It's the best part of van life, just opening the doors and just bringing the outside in. So up in the front of the van, there's the buttons that you can turn on and off, those interior lights. So I have them all off. So when I open my passenger door or my driver door, those lights never come on. So if I'm getting into my car at night and it's dark, the lights don't come on. It doesn't matter. I don't need the lights to come on. Now in the back of my van, in the cargo van, there's two lights and they're both like a toggle switch. So the light is like a plate that lights up and it toggles on and off. So I turn them both off. So now when I open the side door, no light comes on. But when I open my back doors, even when I toggled that light off, it still comes on. And I'm like, how the heck do I turn this light off? So, I Googled it and it said, just toggle it off. And I'm like, no, it's not coming off. So one time I was down with Debbie Jean from Debbie Jean's Vanlife scene. She has a YouTube channel too. I'll put a link to the description for her YouTube channel. She's a friend of mine. I was at her house and her husband, who is a wonderful, wonderful man, so helpful and so smart. I said to him, can you help me out? Why can't I get this light out? If I toggle it off, it doesn't come off. The other one toggled off. And he said, well, just take the bulb out. I was like, and I thought, you're a genius. So he just popped the plate off, took the bulb out, put the plate back on. The light doesn't come on. So all my lights are off or the bulbs are out. That's how I do it. Other people, I think they just toggle everything off, So if you have one that won't toggle off, try taking the bulb out. Next. I'm 81 years old, so probably a little late for me. Have you met anyone in your meetups who is about my age? Oh, I sure have. In fact, in one of my meetups this past year in Florida, there was a woman there in her 80s and it was her first time out, her first time. And she just packed up the car, put some kind of a mattress pad down and came. And she just winged it and she had a great time. So it's never too late. I've seen people come that are in ill health too. People come with oxygen. People come with scooters. People come with walkers. So, don't let your age stop you. For some, your health would stop you, if you're just not well. But there's some people that do push through it and they come anyway. I haven't seen anybody's vehicle stop them. They've come in the tiniest of vehicles. So where there's a will, there's a way. You can come in a tiny vehicle and bring a tent, pitch a tent right next to your car, get something soft to sleep in. At least you have a place to sleep. Then you can use your car for all your stuff, So, but come join us if you're in your 80s. We want you there. Next. Are you going to have any meetups in Utah? No, I won't have any meetups in Utah. I'm having one in Quartzsite. I'm going to be in Utah with my friend, and we're just traveling, just the two of us. And we're going to keep it that way unless we decide spontaneously that we want to announce where we are and see if anybody wants to join us, but it will be very casual. It's not going to be a planned, organized meetup, but we're just going to travel privately. That's the plan. How can you say it costs nothing to live in a van? You mentioned your only expenses are gas and food. What about auto insurance, internet, health insurance? But that's all stuff that you're going to have whether you're home or on the road. The question I was answering, I didn't say that it costs nothing to live on the road. For me, it doesn't cost much extra to travel on the road. I never said that it costs nothing to live in a van. I don't live in my van. I have a home. I travel in my van, and when I travel in my van, what I said in that video is that it doesn't cost me much extra to travel in my van as it does to be home, because I'm already paying for those things. I'm already paying for auto insurance. My internet that I have at home, I'm not using that on the road, but I'm still paying for it. It's in my house, right? all those personal expenses, I mean, you're paying those whether you're traveling on the road in a van or not. When I'm on the road, gas and food. I'm not spending anything more on food. You would spend more on food if you were in restaurants all the time, but I'm not. So I don't spend any more on food. I spend more on gas because I'm moving. If I'm home, I'm usually just local, just doing errands and going from here to there, not using much gas at all. A tank of gas might last me 2 weeks. But if I'm traveling, I'm buying more gas. So that's really the only expense that's extra to me. If you're stopping to do tourist things and you're spending money to get into museums and you're going to restaurants to eat and you're paying money to get into state parks or national parks or any kind of sightseeing tours and tour buses, if you're camping and you're spending money on campgrounds, all that stuff are travel expenses, yes, but I don't really incur those. So I was just answering that question personally. I wasn't saying that it's not going to cost you anything to live in a van. I'm just talking about what it cost me to travel in my van. And I'm going to have an auto insurance on this van whether I'm traveling in it or whether I'm home. So that's how that works. So those are the questions for today. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'm going to hit the road right after lunch, and I'm going to be on my way. I have a destination in mind, and that destination is Planet Fitness and Whole Foods. I'm going to need to stock up on groceries before I head to this meetup that I'm going to. I'm not having a meetup in Missouri, but I'm attending a meetup in Missouri. So I need to fill the cooler and I need to grab a shower. And I look forward to the meetup. I look forward to meeting the YouTuber that's hosting this meetup. I've been in contact with her and I look forward to meeting her in person. I look forward to the many subscribers here of mine that have reached out to me and asked me where this meetup is so that they could perhaps join too. And I think some people have, so I'm looking forward to seeing you there. So I'll see you there, and bye for now.